I'm noticing the trend when I'm finishing with these group of motherfuckers right here, this 99% back here who finishing second and after. When I'm finishing with this group, they missing me. So when they calling certain motherfuckers and they calling names, they ain't calling me.
Right.
Who they looking at the win game? That I don't hear Frank being called. Mm-hmm. And that did something to me. It bothers me.
Oh yeah.
Man, I was in the hood and I'll never forget it. To this day, I left. I'm playing all day. I come home, my mom like, yeah, pack your stuff up. I'm like, huh? She like, yeah, you going to Cleveland tomorrow morning. I was like, what? It was like 9 at night, you know what I'm saying? She like, you got to fight to Cleveland at 5 in the morning.
And you just had a great day playing with the homies outside.
I'm sitting there like, what? I just stole this GT Dyno, like, bro.
Amazing bike.
Yeah, I just stole an amazing bike, Mom, you tripping. Like, I just came up, but she like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
On your stomach?
She like, yo. She like, yeah, you gonna stay with your daddy. I can't take this shit no more. I'm like, all right. I'm like, cool, Ma, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting here and, you know, fast forward and next morning I got a pack of Fruit of the Loom draws. And back then it was boxers. You know, we ain't had these type of boxer briefs. It was them boxer joints. Them, you know, with the
loose joints.
You got the one little hole in the middle. You got that hole, the pee hole. Hey, had them loose boxer joints. Them joints be all up your legs, all time. You got we had them. I had a pack of them, 2-pack too. I had about a 3-pack pair of socks, 1 pair of jean shorts, and a velour suit.
Velour was popping back then.
Velour was popping. My mama had bought me one. That boy was powder blue. Hey, look, powder blue. It might have been Sean John. It was a knockoff though. You know that Sean John was popping back in the day.
Hell yeah.
It was powder blue, and and that's what I went to Cleveland with. I had a book bag, and I landed. I hadn't seen my father in my life since I was a baby. Oh, so wow. I didn't know what his profile looked like. I hadn't seen a picture. It wasn't Instagram, all this crazy shit that's around nowadays where it makes life so easy, it wasn't around. I might have got off the plane, the lady like, yeah, your father's gonna be at the arrivals gate. You know what he looks like, right? I was like, in my head, I'm like, hell the fuck no, I never said, no, I don't know what he looks like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, but I'm like, yeah, I got it. You know, I ain't want to see it because they asked me, you got to think, this is my first time on the plane.
Right.
I didn't want to see him like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Everything's new.
They asked me like, yeah, you know who your dad is, right? I'm from the ghetto. My mama raised me. We done had 6 kids called on us before. So I got these flight attendants asking me, you know what I'm saying, do I know who my daddy is? I'm like, hell yeah, I know who my daddy is. He one of these motherfuckers. He gonna be somebody at the arrival gate for sure. You know what I'm saying? I gave the perfect strategy to this day. I said, shit, I'm gonna find the first dude that look like me.
Yep.
I'm gonna be like, shit, Dad. And if he give me that now, I'm be like, let's go. And that was what it was. Next thing I know, we walked out to that white Buick, man. He had a Buick LeSabre. He had that Buick LeSabre, the old school one though.
We call that a scraper.
Like
where
a
I'm
79. He had the old school joint, man. And we hopped in that joint. We rode from the airport to the house, and that was the last time I was in LA, literally until.
You played there. Maybe at UM or something.
Yep, I ended up playing there, won, and then I ended up going there like while I was training. I came back and visited eventually, but I was 17 years old. I didn't come back for years. Ended up going to Cleveland. Met my father and was basically older, and just was able to finally just build from there. You know, it was a fresh start for me coming from where I came from. That's kind of how I had to look at it. You know,
Absolutely.
As a kid, you know, when you're a badass kid, you say shit like, I hate this shit. I wish I could be somewhere else.
Right.
Damn, y'all get on my nerves. Ooh, all that. See, I asked for that shit and it really happened, right? And it happened. This is what God will do to you. He put me in Cleveland, Ohio. He took me out of Los Angeles and put me in Cleveland, Ohio. I had never seen a cow before. I had never seen a horse except for I had like a festive parade or carnival.
Shit, you ain't seen a flake of snow
Like,
before.
I ain't seen a flake of snow. I didn't understand how snow came. So in my eyes, I'm from California. I used to look up, I got to see snow in the mountains on the very, very tip.
Yep.
Like, very, very tip. So it's like.
So a huge culture shock.
Huge.
But you're like 11, right? You're like.
Yeah, I'm older. I'm a little older, so I understand what's going on.
Right.
I'm a little faster, too, coming from LA.
And at this point, bring that foot up there. At this point, were you in competing in athletics? Or were you an athlete?
Yeah, at this point, yep.
So tell us about that experience being in Cleveland, playing basketball, football, baseball, whatever, ran track. I understand.
Okay.
Tell us about how that went down for you.
So basically, I get to Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm a young boy. I look at my pops. I'm like, yo, pops, what's up with this football shit? You know what I'm saying?
Because I understand he was like an athlete as well.
He was a dog. Mm-hmm. He was a dog. With all due respect, rest in peace, man. He was a top-notch athlete. I get everything from him. You know what I mean? He was 6'3". He was a 6'3", 205-pound cornerback. So
wow.
Yeah, 6'3",
and back then, that was unheard of.
It was rare, very rare. And, my father wasn't no slouch. He locked up Keyshawn Johnson, all of them, like effortlessly. He wasn't a slouch about it. I can pull his name up. Frank Clark, Bakersfield College. He won all the awards. But at the end of the day, Frank Clark is something about that name. But I got a son named Frank Clark too. But at the end of the day,
it's a great name.
I wanted to play some football, man. And I'm like, yo, man, what's up? So he put me in mini league football, man. And basically,
Was it easy?
It was pretty easy, honestly. You know what I mean? They had me playing like fullback. You know how Little League be. I was playing fullback.
Right, you play everything.
Like O-line. I'm like, yo.
Right.
I ain't about to be blocking all these dudes, bro. They running in my fingers. That's when they figured out I wasn't the O-line. And I'm like, yo, this ain't kind of what I do, bro. I might go play basketball if this is what I'm gonna be doing.
Right.
I think coach about to see me at the basketball court the next day. He came and pulled me off the basketball court like, come to practice.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I ain't about to be doing the O-line stuff, you know what I'm saying? But
right there, Holt.
eventually, I got what I needed out of the muni league and, had a few easy years with that. And eventually, it was high school. And,
Heal the butt.
I chose to go to high school at one of the more prestigious high schools in the state of Ohio, really in the Midwest. For football, for athletics in general, more specifically football and track, Ginn Academy / Cleveland Glenville, and where Ted Ginn Sr. is the head coach and the executive director. His son, most may know him as Ted Ginn Jr.
Was he? Is he older than you? Yeah, he's much older than you.
Yeah, he got.
So you didn't even play with him or anything?
Nah, hell no. Theodore got like 7 years on me.
Gotcha. Whoa. I'm way off. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, he got like 6-7 years on me, bro.
He's my age.
Yeah.
So you played for his pops though?
Yeah. Coach Ginn, played a very intricate part in, helping develop my vision, helping me understand what I truly wanted out of playing football.
Nice.
Not just as a kid, wanting to do this shit to make money or, at that time where you don't understand how hard it's going to be to even make a dollar in football.
Facts.
But he made me really understand the game and the life aspect of it, from a life standpoint of how all this shit relate and how, it take a lot of patience. Being patient and poised so we can seize every opportunity for success.
That's another bar, brother. That's another bar. So go ahead with your story.
That's basically one thing he rooted in us, all of us, honestly. It was part of our creed that we used to have to say every morning. I had a weird journey though.
Cool.
It wasn't all help from everybody. It wasn't always that, you know what I mean?
Facts.
I had a great trainer and who I trained with in high school as well, Raw Talent, where I honestly had a better relationship with my trainers than I did with my high school. You know what I mean? Because in reality,
real quick though, because you mentioned trainers on your back this way. Yeah. Trainers, what do you mean by that? Like literally some people like
I had a trainer. Yeah, I had a trainer in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, like a good ass trainer.
And what was his name? If
Mark Harris. Raw Talent Sports, baby.
Shout out to Mark Harris.
I'm about to get that tattoo on my back.
Talk to us about that relationship and how that came about and all that.
Oh man, Mark, that's my dog. To this day, man, Mark, we exchange words and talk. You know what I mean? He Raw Talent, man. Raw Talent, I went to Raw Talent, I believe my sophomore year, and I went with the mindset of just like, man, I'm like, I got to get better, you know.
So you made that decision yourself to seek out ancillary training outside of your own teams.
Yeah. My coaches ain't want me to go to train.
Of course not, because they want you to train with them and shit.
They want me to do the training with everybody, but I'm young. But like I said it before. I'm coming from LA. I'm faster in my thoughts. So in my head, I done been around football happening all year round. You feel me? I'm like, damn. I'm like, this shit happening year round where I'm from. Then I get here and it's like, that shit cease when the winter come.
Very much so.
Certain seasons, it's just cease. You don't hear about football.
Yep.
Until it come back around this time. It's like, oh, it's football season in the fall again. It's like, I'm from, nigga, it's football in June, January, February, every year. I don't even see the snow.
Right, all that.
But it's like, you know what I mean? So it was one of those. It was like, God, like a culture shock type of thing. But at the end of the day, I'm like, man, you know, this Cleveland stuff, it's gonna be good for me. And like I said, when I was saying, you know, it was the training part. It kind of helped me because I knew, boom, as a freshman, I'm like, damn, I need some more work. I got terrible hips. I'm slow.
Wow.
I don't know how to run. I don't have form to run like as a high schooler. I knew how to run as a little kid, as a sixth grader, seventh grader.
Yeah.
I was like, when you get to high school, you got to have form now. You got to learn how to build form and learn that part, arm drive and stuff like that.
So, first of all, as a freshman in high school, I was not thinking about how to fix myself. I was just thinking about just being successful at the sport I love, which also is football. What inspired you to even understand that you needed extra help outside of your team to work on the things that you knew you weren't good at or you were deficient at? Like how did you get to that conclusion?
The biggest, you know, thing came, it might have been after my freshman year. I'm like, man, and I said it, man, Glenville, bro, we was a top-notch school. I'm in the class with like, I'm a freshman, but like 14 seniors that went D1 this year.
Damn.
So you gotta understand, seniors.
Shout out to 10 getting senior. Holy
like
smokes.
14 seniors went D1. Like 7 of power schools.
Power 5.
So it was like, I'm like, shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I gotta go figure it out.
They rolling, everybody fast. I'm talking about when I seen a DN running a 4.4, he running 10.5. I was like, and then I got Ted Ginn Sr., who is the wizard behind it all,
right.
in my ear like,
okay,
hey, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, and when you do it, you're gonna be ready.
Okay.
So he in my ear telling me like, yo, you need to come run track, you need to come do this, you need to come do that, you need to come, and I'm like, yo, I know what you're saying, but I don't really got it like that to move how you want me to move. I can't be back and forth. I don't got the parent who driving me to practice every day, who waiting at practice and taking me home. I don't got that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of kids in the program got. I ain't got that father who there every day with me, talking to you in your face. Hey, yeah, you good, my son? Sure. I ain't got that father.
Sure.
I got the father who go come in there and then leave and be like, man, all right, man. These motherfuckers can't tell me nothing about no football. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those. So at the end of the day, with me having, you know, these deficiencies that I you know, noticed early on, like you said, you don't notice shit in ninth grade. You focus on running fast, trying to keep up with the pack.
That's it.
But how many times or when you trying to keep up with the pack and you fall behind, do you realize like, shit, I need to get tightened up? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What point do you realize like, shit, I can't be in the pack. Yeah. I got to get in front of this bitch. Or I got to get with the pack. Or something got to figure. I can't be in this group. Because if I'm noticing the trend when I'm finishing with these group of motherfuckers right here, this 99% back here who finishing second and after. When I'm finishing with this group, I'm noticing a trend. It's like they missing me. They missing me. So when they calling certain motherfuckers and they calling names, they ain't calling me.
Right.
I ain't hearing Frank.
Yeah.
When they calling them top motherfuckers and who they relying on, who they looking at to win games, that I don't hear Frank being called. Mm-hmm. And that shit did something to me. It bothers me. Because I'm like, shit.
Ultra
I
competitive.
know what I got.
Yeah.
And I'm competitive. Do I got it then? I don't know. But I know what I can have. I'm about to go do something about it. So I went and started training with Raw Talent Sports.
That's awesome.
Coach Mark Harris to this day.
Good for you, man.
Still Raw Talent Sports. He a dope dude, dope guy. Still talk to him. We have a great relationship.
That's fun.
He was one of the best things in life that ever happened to me. And I was one of the best decisions that I ended up doing because, I needed it. I needed to be faster. I need to learn knee drive and, I need to learn that piston, that car piston system that we be talking about on the sand.
Talk your shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm easy when you're talking to me about certain stuff on, when it come to running or it's easy for me to relate. I can switch
got it
and
right
change
away.
it because like you're right. I already know. I did that shit.
Yep.
This shit, it's like track. That's the track in me. Because like you're right. All right, we'll drop the arms, do this. Oh, knee drive, piston shit. All right, boom. Like I'm turning over. I'm reaching. That's hamstring. Yeah, of course. That's why I can go back and know exactly.
That's why you answer my questions before I finish the question.
I got you. I already know. I got you. Fuck. Yeah, man. That was why the biggest reason why I did that. Because it was the deficiency thing. It's like shit. Everybody around this bitch good.
Everybody.
Good. Like
14 D1.
14 D1. then next year see the same shit happening. So it gets to art class and it's like, oh boom, we got 13 or 14 D1 too. And it's like, so I work on all these deficiencies of raw talent. I go in, I think I'm like running like a 4, flip on your stomach. I'm at like 4. I was like 4.7 high, 4.8. I didn't know how to run though.
So you started at a high 4.8, or high 4.7, low 4.8.
Yeah.
Okay.
In high school. And the thing was, I didn't know how to run. I'm running like a 4.8, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I got these dudes out here who blazing. Them motherfuckers running 4.3s. They dropping 10 4s, running 21 lows, 20 points. I'm like, sheesh. And I'm running track and playing football. I need to get it together, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's when I really bought in. I really bought into myself first, you know what I mean? Like, flat out. Like, I told myself, like, bro, you gotta get to it. It's time to train, get with it, you know what I mean? I had a great friend who was also trained. I don't want to forget to mention him because he kind of was the reason why I ended up going to Raw Talent.
Oh, wow, okay.
My boy, his name was Shaq Washington.
So trained with Shaq, trained with with Raw Talent, and then all of a sudden you start to see your times go down. Yeah. So as I'm playing around with Shaq up there at Raw Talent, once the relationship was introduced, it was all love from there. It was more me and Mark than anything, because you know how I am when it comes to that train. I'm focused. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And
Locked in.
Mark, he one of them type of coaches too. He understands the game. Like he's serious too. So one thing he did was press me and work me. Like he did not ease up on me. He didn't give me the easy route. He gave me the hard way. Like he told me, like, I'm gonna train you, I'm gonna work you. Cause it's something in, we want to bring it out.
Right, we see it.
It ain't out yet.
Yep.
We gonna bring it out though, like.
Yep.
But you gonna have to work. And honestly, once I first started, it's hard. It's hard. That grind hard, bro. Like when you gotta go and it seem out of reach.
What'd you say? Waking up at 5, waking up at 6.
Waking up at 5, man. To this day, like my uncle, he know my story more than anybody. My uncle Sefton, he's like the closest father figure to me, that I know outside of my father, rest in peace, because the things that he helped me with in life, the things he helped me with in my sport, the things he helped me with in just being a man, and things he's taught me,
sure.
Are lessons that, not one man, even my father didn't teach me. So
right.
To that, I give him the ultimate respect and honor. Without him, I wouldn't have went on the Raw Talent Tour. He sacrificed a lot to make sure I was able to do that.
Salute to
He's also close friends with Mark Harris. They went to high school together.
Oh, wow.
So it was one of those.
Connected.
You know what I'm saying? It was like...
It just made sense.
I couldn't fuck up.
Yeah.
If I did something wrong at training, I ain't have to deal with Mark. You know what I'm saying? Mark like, man, I'm gonna call Book. That's what they call my uncle, Book. He's like, I'm gonna call Book. He gonna get your ass. Book gotta call off work to come up here because you up here bitching about training. You up here talking about your knee hurt, your ankle sore, all this shit. Everybody trying to hear that, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Eventually, you start through training, you start saying your times drop if you're doing it the right way. So I go from running 4.7s, 4.8s to eventually, it go to 4.6. And then, with the the training and the track, you know, track is gonna complement it all.
Sure.
So eventually after football season, I was able to focus on track heavier going into my junior year now.
Right.
You know, so now I take track more serious now. So I'm
Right.
like, oh, it's time to get it.
Oh yeah.